A warm greetings to all my students. Welcome back to Social Science class. In last class, we were discussing about components of business studies. So in today's class, we'll continue the same chapter. Let's recap the last class. In last class, we were learning about the meaning of the term business, what are economic activities, types of economic activities, and exchange. Hope you all would have understood the concept. And I have given you the home assignment on 1/12/2020. Hereby I am giving you the answers of the home assignment, and if you have done any mistake, please correct the answers. First one, business. The answer is, the term business means the state of being busy in any work. Second one, economic activities. The activities which are concerned with the production and exchange of goods and services are called economic activities. Third, employer. Employer is a person who appoints people to do work under him. Fourth, employee. The people who are appointed to do the work are called employees. Fifth, exchange. The distribution of goods and services is called exchange, which connects link between production and consumption. Sixth question, consumption. Consumption is the art of using services and goods. Seventh, consumer. Consumer is a person who buys goods or uses services for his or her consumption. Children, today let's learn about evolution and growth of commerce. Important stages of evolution of commerce. They are hunting and fishing stage, pastoral stage, agricultural stage, handicraft stage, barter system stage, money economy stage, town economy stage, and international trade stage. Children, in the previous class, I have informed you about there are two topics had been omitted from your chapter, that is role of business and commerce in economic development, and the other one is development of commerce during 21st century. But in today's class, I'll be taking development of commerce during 21st century. So in this chapter, we are omitting only the role of business and commerce in economic development. Before learning about evolution and growth of commerce, let's learn about what is commerce. Commerce is a division of trade or production which deals with the exchange of goods and services from producer to final consumer. And it comprises the trading of something of economic value such as goods, services, information, or money between two or more entities. Commerce primarily expresses the fairly abstract notions of buying and selling. So now, did you understand what is commerce? It is a division of trade or production which deals with the exchange of goods and services from producer to final consumer. In this chart, you can see the commerce includes trade and also aids to trade or auxiliaries to trade. What do you mean by trade? Trade is nothing but the buying and selling of goods. The trade can be internal trade or external trade. In internal trade, if you see, it can be wholesale trade or retail trade. In external trade, it can be import or export or import. What do you mean by import? It refers to the purchase of goods by an organization in one country from a firm in another country. That is, the inflow of goods in a country is called import trade. Export trade, it refers to sale of goods by an organization in one country to an organization in another country, which means the outflow of goods from a country is called export trade. So if you see interport trade, and it can also be called as re-export, which refers to purchase of goods by an organization from one country and then selling them to an organization in another country. Many times goods are imported for the purpose of re-export after some processing operation. This is called interport trade. For example, all the ingredients or the raw materials which is required to stitch the dress, it can be a shirt, pant or any other clothing, dress materials will be imported from an organization of other country. And after stitching the final product or the output of the dress, it can be as I have told you, shirt or pant, will be exported to an organization of other country. So after some processing operation, it is re-exported, and that is called as what? Interport trade. So this is not only in garments. You can see some garments are doing the same business, and those garments are called as export order units. Not only for the clothing, and even for other industries also using the same sort of interport trade. Now did you understand the external trade, import, export and interport? Now let's move on to aids to trade or auxiliaries to trade. Aids to trade includes transport, banking, insurance, warehousing and advertising. You all would have understood this concept, that is the trade and aids to trade. Now let's move on to evolution of commerce. All the economic activities of human beings is considered commerce, which includes production, business, industry, banking, insurance agency, advertisement, transportation and other factors which facilitates exchange of goods and services to the consumers. What do you mean by evolution? Evolution is a gradual change of activities that takes place over a long period. So what do you mean by evolution? Evolution is a gradual change of activities that takes place over a long period. The evolution that has taken place in commerce may be called evolution of commerce or history of business. Commerce is a part of business which is concerned with distribution of goods and services. If you see, the evolution of commerce has crossed over several stages to achieve today's position. Now let's learn about the stages of evolution of commerce. Commerce has steadily evolved and increased since the start of human civilization. The evolution of commerce has undergone a number of stages. First one is hunting and gathering. Second, pastoral stage. Third, agricultural stage. Fourth, handicraft stage. Fifth, barter system stage. Sixth, money economy stage. Seventh, town economy stage. Eighth, international trade stage. Now let's learn about each one in detail. First one is hunting and gathering stage. The earliest stage of human civilization saw primitive man as a wanderer who traveled from one place to another to find enough food and a safe place to survive. Man hunted animals and gathered fruits, roots and nuts for food and also carried out fishing. They lived in caves or on trees and covered themselves with leaves or animal skin so that they could protect themselves from the sun, wind rain, and snow. Primitive man was completely dependent on nature. During this stage of hunting and gathering, no economic activity took place. But whereas in the pastoral stage, which is the next stage, human civilization leaned on the domestication of animals. Man began tending cattle, sheep, and goats to provide themselves with food and clothing. Man still continued to live in a nomadic life, and he was searching for grasslands and favorable conditions. Although man had moved to another level of development, trade and commerce did not exist. Next, in the agricultural stage, the farming and cultivation has begun. They sowed the seeds for the cultivation. The people started settling down in a fixed place, living in groups. Thus, communities and villages came into existence. Members of the family distributed among themselves the work of growing crops and other household work, thus starting the basic form of division of labor. Next comes handicraft stage. Agricultural activities led to the development of tools and implements related to farming. People were engaged in tool making and the construction of houses. This gave birth to a number of skilled craftsmen. These craftsmen or artisans included potters, blacksmiths, weavers, masons, and carpenters. The artisans supplied their specialized services and goods to the agriculturist in exchange of certain requirements. This gave rise to the barter system of exchange. So the next stage is barter system. The division of labor and specialization of services increased production as well as the methods of production. This led to an increase in the production and exchange of goods. In the barter system, goods were directly exchanged for goods. Hence, this system was also called as the system of direct exchange. Eventually, there were number of problems arose as a result of the direct exchange. Let's see those problems now. Lack of double coincidence of wants. Lack of common measure of value. Difficulty of subdivision. Difficulty to store the goods or to transport. Now let's see the first problem, double coincidence of wants. Refers to the exchange of goods between two parties. This problem of double coincidence refers to the difficulty finding two parties whose disposable possessions mutually suit each other's wants. For example, a party X has paddy and party Y is in need of sugar, but party X has the rice to do the exchange. So now did you understand the problem of double coincidence? So if you want to exchange, there should be some common exchange. So whichever they want. The next one is the lack of common standard or unit of measure. Refers to the quantity of one commodity to another. For example, the sheep for one measure of wheat, how many measures of jowar? It's very difficult to divide. And the next is the problem of subdivision, which refers to the impossibility of division of goods. For example, the cow cannot be divided for wheats. The next one, the inconvenience of storage as well as movement of goods from one place to another. And as well as to preserve in one place for a longer period of time. And next stage is money economy stage. People try to overcome the problems posed by the barter system by using different means of exchange. They were using salt, beans, cattle, teeth and cowries' shells. Later, metals evolved into money. Copper, gold and silver coins were used as a medium of exchange. Paper money eventually came to be used. Bank and plastic money in the form of checks, drafts, bills, debit cards and credit cards are widely used in modern economies. The modern economy is a money economy. We can call modern economy as a money economy. The use of money as a medium of exchange gave rise to the institution of market, which led to the town economy stage. It encouraged the growth of domestic as well as foreign trade. The introduction of money also gave rise to the indirect exchange of goods. The process of production of goods and services also became more complex. As the volume of goods that were produced started increasing, the producers began exchanging their goods at local markets. Gradually, these local markets developed into towns. With the rise of merchants and craftsmen, commerce developed and market area extended vastly. The 15th and 16th centuries saw the rise of geographical discoveries, which led to the international trade. The geographical discoveries took place during 15th and 16th centuries. Columbus discovered America. Vasco da Gama discovered the new sea route to India. Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese navigator with the help of the King of Spain, set his sail to circumnavigate the world. He crossed over the southern cape of South America and reached Pacific Ocean. He reached Philippine Islands and was killed by locals, but his ship Victoria returned to Spain after 3 years. This was the first ship which sailed round the world. That is what we say, Magellan was the first whose ship sailed round the world. These discoveries of uncharted areas gave rise to new trading markets and European colonizations. Later, the Industrial Revolution that took place in England ushered in the age of machines. Large-scale production of goods, standardization and gradation of goods, revolution of transport and communication contributed in the expansion of markets at the international level. Development of commerce in the 21st century. Just a glance of this we'll go ahead with. The 21st century ushered in the age of information technology. Along with it, the trend of internet banking, the telemarketing, privatization of industries and insurance sector came in. It has encouraged the use of electronic and online media for trade and advertising. Multinational companies set up across the globe have encouraged the production of specialized goods on a large scale and an offering of competitive rates. This has helped to save the cost of production in manufacturing and product development. In this way, commerce has helped in the economic development across the globe. And as a result of that, multinational companies have spread their business in many countries. They help to increase production and supply of goods to the world market. These companies produce specialized goods on a large scale and their prices are competitive. On the whole, commerce is developing at a great speed in 21st century. Children, hope you all would have understood today's class. Today we have discussed about evolution and growth of commerce and the important stages of growth of commerce or evolution of commerce. So the important stages are hunting and fishing, pastoral, agricultural, handicrafts, barter system, money economy, town economy and international trade stage. And at last we have discussed about the development of commerce in the 21st century. Now let's move to the home assignment. What is commerce? Commerce is a division of trade or production which deals with the exchange of goods and services from producer to final consumer. Second question, what is trade? Trade is nothing but the buying and selling of goods. Third question, what are aids to trade? Aids to trade or auxiliaries to trade include banking, transport, insurance, warehousing, and advertising. Next question is, list out the important stages of economic evolution. The important stages of economic evolution are hunting and fishing, pastoral stage, agricultural stage, handicraft stage, barter system, money economy, town economy, and international trade stage. Children, do your homework, and tomorrow, that is Saturday, by 9 o'clock, before 9 o'clock, you have to post the homework to my personal number. Children, did you understand what I said you? Tomorrow, that is Saturday, before 9 a.m., you have to post your homework to my personal number. Next, let's move on to workbook assignment. In page number 164, first main, fill in the blanks. Question number 2 to 5, you have to write. And in page number 165 and 166, second main, answer the following in 2 or 3 sentences. Question number 2 to 6. In page number 166 and 167, third main, answer the following in a paragraph. Question number 3 and 4. In page number 167 and 168, choose the best answer. Question number 2 to 4. In page number 168, second main, fill in the blanks. Question number 2 to 5. Children, write neatly all the answers and post it to me by Monday morning 9 p.m. Understood? So before 9 p.m. on Monday, you have to post the workbook assignment to me. Children, on Monday in the afternoon by 2:30, I'll be conducting you the Zoom online class. By 2:30 for 8th A and B, and by 3:30, 8th C and D, I'll be conducting Zoom online class. And on Tuesday, we'll be having a class test in this chapter. So learn properly, go through this video as well as read through the textbook and be prepared for your class test. Thank you, children.